Hello and welcome back to my advice room, which is actually just my normal room. Wait, hold on. This isn't right. 1 second. Who am I to give advice if I'm not living by it? You know? I mean, if I'm not a good role model, then why would you listen to me? Anyway, I made my bed. Also because someone told me I should make my bed more in my Discord. Shout out Fire for that tip. And this actually segues really well into my first advice tip for a person who is actually fully anonymous. What advice do you have on motivation? I've been trying to live my life and enjoy the skills and talents I know I have, but it's been rough. I can't seem to focus on them. All my rotted brain wants is short form content at 2x speed. No matter what, I can't pay attention to anything, and I swear my mind is full of fog most of the time. I want to start living life again and do what I enjoy. Any tips? Thanks, J-Dog Law. Okay. If you had asked me this a year ago, I would have had a lot of advice for you. And if you had asked me this 3 months ago, I would have had no advice for you. But now that you're asking me this now, I'm happy to say I have a lot of advice for you. There was a little period, what I'm referencing is there was a good amount of last quarter, which is last 2.5 months for those of you who don't know what a quarter is. Last school quarter, I didn't really have any motivation to do anything. And same as you, I was kind of just stuck on my phone all the time. You guys might have noticed a significant drop in amount of content I'm making, a significant drop in the quality of content I was making, and things like that. More inconsistency overall, less responses to the Discord, stuff like that. I just wasn't as interested in even this, which I enjoy doing, and you can imagine the effect that took on me in my school life too, which is something I want to do even less than this. So I kind of lost myself for a minute there to my phone, and I'm actually back, baby. I'm back, and that's part of the reason I'm making this video is because I am back. You're gonna notice some better quality. I hope I do more. I'm trying to do more. I'm striving to be better. Is what I'm saying. But specific tips on how to improve motivation. I actually do quite a few. First things first. If you need short-term motivation, if you want to do something right now that is guaranteed to give you motivation or at least tolerance to do any kind of long-term attention span activity, at least that like little tiny spark of I want to start something, I have just a tip for you. I learned this a while ago. I don't remember where I learned it from, if it was a TikTok or something like that, but if you if you put a chair in an awkward spot in a room or a hallway is great, because that's super awkward. The most awkward spot you can think of, where there's not a lot to look at. You don't have your phone. You don't go to sleep. You don't do anything. You just sit somewhere. So, for example, sorry, monkey, I'm going to set you on the floor for a second. My co-host here. If I put this chair in the middle of this room, which is kind of awkward because this is my roommate's desk and his bed. I don't usually sit here. I have nothing to do here. If my computer was off, I'd be doing nothing at all. But if you sit here, just breathe. Just think, just sit, hang out, and just wait. I'm not kidding. It's that easy. That's why it's a great trick, is because it's something you can do. It's something you can do to do something else. And the theory is you're trying to get bored. You're trying to make yourself get bored, because boredom is the spark of creativity and motivation. Boredom is where you find, I want to do something, you know? And that's a great thing. Hold on, let me monkey. So the best thing you can do is get bored. And what you're saying here about your attention span, you know the problem, you know the solution, and you just got to execute on it. And that's a great trick to start doing that. Just put the phone down, man. Genuinely, put the phone down. Don't do anything for a while, and you'll feel that itch. You'll sit there and you'll start feeling that itch, like, I want to get this done. I want to get this done, or I want to try this, or I want to do this, and jump at that. Sit there as long as it takes, man. Seriously, I've sat in an awkward position, just like thinking, waiting for like 20 minutes before. It's great. It's actually it's such a good thing for your brain. It's really important to be bored sometimes. And also, it really is that damn phone. I'm telling you, it is that damn phone. All of you don't believe me, it is that damn phone. We all know this narrative about like companies are trying to buy your attention and trying to like hold your attention all the time at all costs, no matter what. And it's so true, man. It's so true. And they're not going to stop. They're not going to let up. Even freaking Grammarly is trying to make itself seem useful by highlighting 40 different things that don't matter. They're just rewording things, but it's trying to integrate itself into my life. So I feel like I can't throw it away. And when everything in your life is doing that, especially things that are in your pocket 100% of the time, you're cooked. You're cooked. You're set up to fail. So you have to take active steps to distance yourself from that. One of the things I've done with my phone, aside from that trick, is first of all, practice throwing it away. Just be without it for a while is good. Second of all, Screen Zen, dude. Screen Zen is awesome. I actually got that from a Drew Gooden video where he talks about this very thing, and I actually recommend that video if you're interested in this topic. He recommends Screen Zen. It's just this free app that you can set like screen limits on your phone, where I have it set so I'm allowed to open Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, and Twitter, or X, 8 times a day for 10 minutes. And you're like, 80 minutes a day on each of those apps? That's a lot. But here's the catch. They're 10 minutes and then they pause and say, why is this important? And it locks again. I have to click unlock to start it again. And it when I click unlock, it takes 5 seconds for it to open. And that's like, that doesn't seem like a big deal. But that extra step for your brain, instead of just getting that instant gratification in like that extra step is so good at making me not use it at all. Most of the time, by the end of the day, it's at 1 or 2 opens on each app. And 20 or 30 minutes a day on each of those apps, I don't think is that harmful. So that's really great. And the other thing I do is I purposefully watch really long YouTube videos. If I need a media crave, I watch long YouTube videos. I watch video essays. I try and learn about something because I think it's just more beneficial for my brain. If I'm going to consume a media, it should be something that's better than 2x speed 30-second YouTube shorts that are probably AI generated. So those are all things I do. Another thing I've done recently, let me show you. This is why I don't clean. You move stuff around, you forget where it is. But I got a planner from Target. It was $10. It allows me to write a bunch of stuff down. This was a couple days ago. I have color-coded things, chores, YouTube stuff, homework, classes, things like that. And making things into checklists is awesome. Guys, oh my God. I love a good checklist. I am a sucker. It's not even a game because all I get to do is cross off something. But I don't know why that tickles my pleasure centers. But holy cow, it does. I swear to God, you hit a little on a task. That's the best feeling in the world. So if you need to gamify your tasks or set clear goals, that's a really good way to do it. That's the other thing, setting clear goals. Dude, if you don't know what you're working towards, how the hell are you ever going to do it? And it's that, my point is, if you don't have clear defined, well-defined boundaries of this is my goal, these are the things I have to do it, I'm going to do these things, then you're never going to get them done. If your goal is just that end goal, oops. If your goal is just that end goal, then you're never gonna reach it. You need to set things like I have this goal, but I need to do this to do that. I have this goal, but I need to start learning this to do that. And how do I learn that? I need to start doing this. Like you need to break up your problems. You need to. You can't live life by not having clear, well-defined goals. And that's what I think was getting me so much last quarter, is I didn't know where I was going with this YouTube thing. And I didn't know where I was, what I was doing with school. And I've decided recently that my goal is get 20,000 subscribers. So I'm just going to start working towards that. I'm going to make this video, and I'm going to work really hard to make it well edited and interesting and fun to watch, something I would watch. And with school, I still don't know exactly where I'm going, but I have a better, clearer idea because I looked into some opportunities with psychology and politics, which are my two majors, and I'm going to see what I want to do with those. So, figure out what you want to do and figure out the steps to do that and start taking them. You always hear the phrase, the hardest part of doing a task is starting. And starting doesn't mean just starting blindly. Starting means organizing the problem. Whenever I can't do a piece of homework, whenever a piece of homework or an essay or something is scaring me, it's because I haven't made an outline yet. It's because I haven't read the instructions yet. It's because I haven't started workshopping how I'm going to do the thing. And believe it or not, once I freaking start doing that, once I start making the outline, once I start doing the research, it is so much easier than I ever could have imagined. And it's stupid that I lose a week of my life stressing and worrying about an essay due when I could just start doing it. And it takes me an hour. Guys, my last essay, my final essay, took me an hour, and I got a freaking A on it. I literally did nothing that week except rot because I was so stressed about this thing. So I hope you gleaned some good stuff from that. That's all my advice on motivation, some tips and tricks. Just put down the phone. Another recommended video, Eddie Burback just came out with one of my favorite new videos in a long time, about just locking his phone away for 30 days. And it was awesome. It made me want to get a freaking landline and quit YouTube. I don't mean that. I don't want to quit YouTube. I want to quit TikTok and Instagram. Anyway. Recognize the problem. Recognize the problem, define the problem, solve the problem. Okay? You got this, man. You got this. You already told me the solution. I can't seem to focus on them. All my rotted brain wants is short form content at 2x speed. Your attention span is flexible. All you have to do is work on it. Put it away for a while. And you'll get right back on track, baby. Anyway, what's up, W-Bomb? I saw your relationship video and it was really helpful. So I was wondering if you could give me some advice. I'm in a long-term relationship and I feel like I've been lacking on my end. I've been hurt several times before by previous relationships, and it's hard for me to formulate emotions and communicate as well as I used to. My relationship is very important to me, and my partner is very patient with my issues, but I feel like my excessive problems are putting a burden on his already busy life. I'm getting older, and due to certain circumstances, I don't quite mentally and emotionally mature like normal. And I'm scared I'll be left behind or so consumed by my emotions that I'll end up screwing things up as a result. Help! How do I get my act together? I'm not a therapist. I'm also not you or someone who knows you well. I don't know what your exact problems are. My general advice for this would be, don't worry about it so much. When you already have problems that you know are doing harm to your relationship, and you're scared they're hurting the relationship, it becomes another problem that you're scared of those problems. Those conversations that you feel like are burdens, you tell them about all your problems, and then they respond, they're patient, whatever, and then you start saying, "Oh God, I'm sorry, I'm having all those problems. What am I gonna do? And then they have to. The conversation extends. You have to burden them with those problems more. And I don't know how much of a burden you really are, or how much of a burden these problems really are on your relationship. It could genuinely just be all in your head and you're freaking out for no reason. I've seen it happen. Okay, but if it's not, first things first, stop feeling ashamed and guilty and fearful and scared of these problems, uh, and just deal with them as they come. Just, if you have to talk about them, if you have to complain, if you have to be a burden, and then move on. Don't freak out about the problems. It makes them 100 times worse. That's a fact. If you freak out about your problems, that becomes such a bigger problem. Okay? Don't freak out about your problems. Second thing, you said, how do I get my act together? Take steps to get your act together. I don't know what you're doing or what your life is like. I don't know anything about you. This is an anonymous submission. But take steps to get your act together. You know what the steps are. If you're having issues mentally, like mental health issues, then try and get in with a therapist. Try and find someone in your freaking insurance network, or do BetterHelp for all I care. Or get a journal at Target. I saw freaking hella wellness journals on clearance, by the way, at Target. Start journaling your emotions. Find other sources that you can get it out that are healthy. Start exercising. Start doing things that you know are good for you, and see if things just come together. Genuinely. Also, it's the damn phone. Don't forget it's the damn phone. It's always partly the damn phone. There's so much research that says phones and stuff can like give you anxiety and all these other mental health issues. So if part of your problem is you're always on your phone, work on that too. At the core of this request, what I see is someone who knows they have problems and recognizes the problems, and someone who knows what the problems are probably caused by, and maybe don't know what the steps are to finish that or to get rid of those problems. Find solutions. Actively work towards finding a solution, because the other thing is, if you are in a relationship with someone who's very patient and happy and giving you all this slack and still wants to be with you even though you have all these things, then they will give you 100 times more patience and slack, and you will give yourself 100 times more patience and slack if you're actively taking steps all the time to work on these things, and if they're getting better all the time. So take steps. Take steps. It'll help. It only helps exponentially. Truly, it helps exponentially. It starts slow and then it builds up, because you're solving that shame problem and the problems at the same time. And that's double the problems. Think about it. Anyway, if that was bad advice for your situation, I'm sorry. But that's the best I can give with what you gave me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. You're my favorite people out there in the whole world. If you enjoyed this video, consider dropping a like and a subscribe and a comment. It helps me out. Like I said, I'm trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. Lofty goal, but it'd be awesome, right? And number two, there's a freaking submission form in the comments and on this QR code. This QR code right here. And if you want advice on something, I got you, man. I got you. Drop it in there. And also any questions, hypotheticals, would you rathers, I answer them on stream. So anything you want, put it in the Google form. Thank you so much for watching. You're epic. Very cool. Bye.